Oh, it's just that life is complicated, and Democrats need to be less emotional and more focused. Now, should the Washington Commanders be forced to go back to the name Redskins? Probably not, but, you know, Indians are hip. They know that the name of a football team will have the exact same effect on their actual lives as forcing people to do a land acknowledgement before videos. There's a lot of outrageous, horrible shit going on. Not all. We don't have to take off our shoes at the airport anymore. I like that. And I gotta say, I love it that Iran won't be getting a nuclear bomb anytime soon. And no, I'm not saying that because I sat down with him once and ate his green beans. I'm kidding, there were no vegetables.
Ma has repeatedly ridiculed the far left for its fixation on Trump, pointing out how they obsessively parse every sentence he utters, eager to seize on even the tiniest slip just to inflate it into outrage. He cautions that if the woke crowd continues down this road, they risk completely losing their sense of identity. In one episode, Ma stressed that the left's energy would be far better spent rebuilding real political power rather than endlessly sparring with the ghost of Trump. Fair warning, this one hits hard. Let's dive in.
And finally, new rule, now that we're back from our summer break and the year is a little more than half over, you know what that means. Merry Christmas. Let's take stock of the first half of the first year of Trump's second term and make some rational decisions about what to lose our shit over and what not to. Because, you know, a guy came up to me the other day and he said, Bill, I know you're a guy who cares about health. You must be incensed that Bobby Kennedy took the dye out of Fruit Loops and now the whole administration is acting like they solved the health crisis. I'm not. I'm not incensed. I'm sure you're right. I just don't have room.
They track Trump's every move, poised to erupt over even the smallest misstep. It's almost as if they're cheering for him to fail, without fully grasping what that actually implies. Trump is no longer just a polarizing political figure. He's the President of the United States. What happens to him in office affects everyone, not only his base. When he fails, the country pays the price. And when the country stumbles, it's not some partisan win for Democrats. It's a loss for all Americans. This endless cycle of outrage accomplishes nothing. It only widens the divide and distracts from the bigger picture. Instead of wishing for collapse, perhaps it's time to start demanding competence. Because whether people admire him or despise him, the course he sets for the nation is the course we all must follow.
Bill, he's gonna put the sugar back in Coca-Cola. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I care about as much about that as I do Meghan Markle's new skincare routine. First of all, sugar probably is better than high fructose corn syrup. Heroin is probably better than high fructose corn syrup. But I don't care because I don't drink soda, and also because right after he got elected in November, I said here and everywhere else I could, he got the White House, but this time he's not going to get my mind.
Honestly, some of these critics seem like they could use a life beyond perpetual outrage. It's like complaining about Coke having sugar. Without it, you're left with something bland, lifeless, and stripped of what made it appealing in the first place. If someone is so afraid of a single sip that they worry about getting diabetes, maybe water is the better choice for them. That doesn't give them the right to dictate everyone else's taste. The same logic applies here. If RFK and Trump want to add a little sweetness back into the system, why completely lose your mind over it? No one is forcing you to drink it. And yet, some people appear hooked on being offended, as if outrage is their daily caffeine fix. Getting angry over someone restoring flavor doesn't make you principled or enlightened. It just makes you bitter. If sugar isn't your thing, that's fine. But for everyone else, maybe it's time to stop complaining and let people enjoy the Coke.
Only so many fucks to give. And I just don't have any for the Gulf of America. Air quotes. That's how I'm fighting the little shit. And speaking of little shits, Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon famously said that the way you win is to flood the zone with shit. You want to help him with that? Great, you do you. But I'm not chasing every brain fart down the rabbit hole.
What Ma is really getting at is pretty straightforward. There are much bigger problems worth people's energy. Instead of fixating on trivial arguments, like whether it should be called the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America, that attention could be better spent on issues that actually matter. Serious debates are happening about parental involvement in children's transitions. The economy is under strain. Free speech faces mounting pressure. Yet parts of the left seem far more energized by symbolic fights and language policing than by confronting the challenges that will shape the country's future. Ma cuts through the noise with a simple point. Outrage has become a pastime, not a pathway to progress. Not every disagreement needs a protest or a hashtag. Sometimes the smartest move is to let the minor stuff go and reserve your fire for the battles that truly define what kind of nation we're becoming.
So therefore, here is my 1/8 of the term scorecard for what actually matters. Turning the Environmental Protection Agency into the Pollution Protection Agency, yes, that's going to matter. All the people who will lose health care and all the debt that will be run up from the big, beautiful bill, yes, that matters. Turning the Justice Department into the National Revenge Agency. Firing all the inspector generals, maybe firing the head of the Federal Reserve. Letting Doge destroy lives here and abroad in a way that didn't have to go down like that in order to slim the government down, which it didn't do anyway. Creating a domestic army of masked troops, rounding people up and sending them off to detention centers and foreign prisons. Yeah, the big, beautiful bill has $150 billion in it for additional spending for snatching people up who've lived here peacefully and productively for decades, mostly with no criminal records. I'm just saying, if you're thinking of getting your car washed, you might want to do it now.
Sure, Ma may exaggerate or oversimplify at times, but that doesn't make his underlying point wrong. These issues do deserve serious discussion. You don't have to agree with everything he says to recognize that his arguments invite something we're seeing less and less of lately: healthy, balanced debate. Whether the topic is free speech, cultural overreach, or political hypocrisy, at least he's encouraging people to talk rather than just scream past one another. And honestly, that alone feels like a breath of fresh air. A thoughtful exchange on meaningful issues is far more productive than losing your mind over trivial symbolic disputes, like arguing endlessly over whether Coke should have sugar in it. Emotional outrage has increasingly replaced dialogue, and Ma's attempt to steer the conversation back towards substance, even if imperfect, is exactly what the culture needs right now. He's trying to provoke thought, not just trigger emotions, and that effort counts for something.
A lot of outrageous, horrible shit going on. Not all. We don't have to take off our shoes at the airport anymore. I like that. And I gotta say, I love it that Iran won't be getting a nuclear bomb anytime soon. And no, I'm not saying that because I sat down with him once and ate his green beans. I'm kidding, there were no vegetables.
Ma has been accused of secretly backing Trump simply because he once had dinner with him. A perfect example of how warped the political climate has become. One shared meal is enough to get you branded a traitor. His peers expect strict loyalty, non-stop Trump bashing, zero credit where it's due, and total adherence to the party script. But Maher has never played that game. He speaks his mind and calls things as he sees them, even when it puts him at odds with his own side. And for refusing to fall in line, they've turned on him. Rather than respecting his independence, they dismiss him as compromised or quietly right-wing. The irony is hard to miss. Ma built his career on challenging power and championing open conversation. Yet now his own allies can't tolerate that same intellectual freedom. To them, neutrality isn't integrity, it's betrayal. And that says far more about their mindset than it does about his.
Oh, it's just that life is complicated, and Democrats need to be less emotional and more focused. Now, should the Washington Commanders be forced to go back to the name Redskins? Probably not, but, you know, Indians are hip. They know that the name of a football team will have the exact same effect on their actual lives as forcing people to do a land acknowledgement before porn videos.
Exactly. That whole land acknowledgement ritual has become little more than hollow virtue signaling. It's a performance designed to make people feel morally upright without requiring any real sacrifice or change. If there were genuine intent to return land or meaningfully repair past wrongs, action would follow, not carefully worded speeches about injustices committed centuries ago. Words without action are empty. The same applies to symbolic moves like renaming the Washington Redskins to the Commanders. It may sound progressive, but it doesn't solve any tangible problem. It's cosmetic activism, polishing labels while leaving underlying issues untouched. These gestures may ease collective guilt, but they do nothing to materially help the communities they claim to honor. Ma is right to call this out. Symbolism is easy. Accountability is hard. And until people choose real, measurable solutions over feel-good optics, these changes will remain what they've always been: public displays of moral comfort masquerading as progress.
Which may be why the majority of Indians never cared about this. Maybe take a cue from them. Should Trump have decreed that there are only two sexes? Not really, but frankly, I'm happy I'm just one of them. And Greenland? I'm sorry, I just can't. I'm sorry. I never thought about it before. I can't start now. Reopening Alcatraz? Oh, for fuck's sake, open it on Greenland for all I can.
It's astounding how left-leaning newspapers, journalists, and TV networks can turn trivial matters into national spectacles, devoting endless airtime to debates that barely matter. What's even more striking and infuriating is how deliberately facts are twisted and narratives spun, all to provoke outrage. It's rage bait disguised as journalism, and it works every time. Audiences react emotionally rather than critically, rarely fact-checking or seeking alternative perspectives for balance. Instead, they absorb whatever their favorite anchors or columnists dish out, treating opinion as fact and narrative as truth. This echo chamber doesn't just influence how people think, it dictates what they're allowed to think. And the worst part? Many genuinely believe they're informed, when in reality, they're being skillfully manipulated for clicks, ratings, and political validation. The outrage isn't spontaneous, it's engineered.
It's not gonna happen, and neither is making Canada the 51st state. Now, is fucking with Canada stupid, boorish, and unnecessary? Of course. So much of this shit is. There's no way when Trump leaves office he's getting his deposit back. But also, get a life. Stop making him your whole personality. Thank you.
Sometimes, it's better to just loosen up and let things slide instead of getting worked up over every little outrage. Life's too short to spend it chained to headlines, tweets, and political soundbites. At some point, you have to stop, take a breath, and actually live. Go outside, smell the roses, laugh with friends, and remember, not everything needs to be a battle. America has weathered far worse storms than today's culture wars. It was here long before any of us arrived, and it will be standing long after we're gone. Constant outrage doesn't change anything. It just exhausts people. Maybe the real act of rebellion today is to stay calm, think clearly, and choose peace over pointless fury. Because in the grand scheme, most of the fights we obsess over won't even matter a decade from now.
In meditation, not that I really do it, but I'm gonna start. But I know they say when you're trying to clear your mind, but thoughts rush in, don't fight them. Just let them pass like a cloud. Well, maybe that's what we should do with some of Trump's stupid stuff. He took a 747 as a gift? That's not cool. Oh well. The top military guy is a big drunk? Well, so is Ulysses S. Grant. Maybe it'll work out like that. He's naming the Kennedy Center after... Wait, what?
It might sound funny at first, but this is solid advice for the left. They need to be selective about what truly deserves outrage. Not every headline, tweet, or offhand comment is worth a meltdown. Constantly reacting to every minor controversy isn't passion. It's emotional exhaustion disguised as activism. Mars's advice is gold. Learn to let the trivial stuff go. Not every issue needs to become a crusade. Sometimes the smarter move is to shrug, move on, and save that energy for real problems that actually shape lives. When everything is treated like the end of the world, nothing important stands out anymore. The left could reclaim credibility and peace of mind by focusing on what matters and learning to say, "This one isn't worth it." Outrage without restraint eventually loses its power. At the end of the day, Ma's message isn't anti-left, it's pro-sanity. He's urging people to stop wasting energy on trivial fights and start focusing on the issues that really matter. Constant outrage may feel righteous, but it's self-destructive. Letting go of the small stuff isn't giving up, it's growing up. If the left wants real progress, they'll need less noise, more nuance, and the courage to engage instead of explode. And for the video close, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.